Have you ever found yourself wondering why people seem to drift away from you? Why friendships slowly fade? Why romantic connections feel like they're slipping through your fingers? Even though you swear you didn't do anything wrong. That's the key, isn't it? Most of the time, you're not even aware that you're pushing people away because it doesn't look like anger. It doesn't look like rejection. It doesn't even look like distance. It looks like silence. It looks like, I'm fine. It looks like never reaching out, never asking for help, never letting them see you break. And underneath it all is fear. But not just any fear. A deeper, more subtle one. The fear of being truly seen. Because to be seen means to be vulnerable. It means showing the parts of yourself that feel unworthy, broken, anxious, or unsure. It means revealing the chaotic thoughts you keep locked away behind polite smiles and competent answers. And somewhere along the line, you learned that showing those parts was dangerous. Maybe it was a parent who dismissed your emotions. Maybe it was a friend who used your secrets against you. Or a relationship where honesty cost you everything. So now, without realizing it, you armor up. You keep the walls high and your inner world hidden. You become so good at managing your emotions alone that people stop trying to get in. You say you want closeness, but when someone moves closer, you flinch. You say you want honesty, but when someone asks what's really wrong, you lie. Not maliciously, not even consciously, but because your nervous system has been trained to associate closeness with pain. And so your independence becomes your prison. You smile, you cope, you survive. But deep down, you're starving for connection. This is the paradox. You want love, but love requires exposure. You want intimacy, but intimacy demands that you let someone walk into your darkness, not to fix you, not to carry you, but simply to be there with you in it. That's what we're afraid of. Not abandonment, but being abandoned after being fully seen. Because if someone leaves you when you're hiding, you can always tell yourself, they didn't really know me. But if they leave when you've opened your chest and handed them your beating heart, there's no story that can save you from that kind of pain. So instead, you do what feels safer. You withdraw. You detach. You tell yourself it's better this way, that people are unreliable, that no one truly understands you, that solitude is strength. And yes, solitude is powerful, but not when it's rooted in avoidance. Real solitude is a choice. Isolation is a wound pretending to be a choice. And that's what this really comes down to. Wounds. Old ones, often invisible, running like fault lines beneath your relationships. Because until you bring those wounds into awareness, you'll keep bleeding onto people who never cut you. You'll keep sabotaging love while swearing you want it. You'll keep testing people, then resenting them when they fail. Tests they didn't know they were taking. Healing begins with brutal honesty. Not with others, but with yourself. Ask yourself, when was the last time I let someone really see me? Not the curated version, but the raw, flawed, human one. What do I believe will happen if I show my pain, my fears, my mess? Whose voice am I still hearing that told me it wasn't safe to be soft? These aren't easy questions. They require you to touch the places inside that still tremble. But that's where transformation begins. Because the truth is, the people who deserve to be close to you, they don't need you to be perfect. They don't need you to have it all figured out. They just need you to be real. And being real means risking rejection. But it also means finally giving love a chance to land. To find the ones who won't run from your darkness, who won't flinch at your fears, who won't need you to perform or shrink. But you'll never find those people if you keep pushing them away before they get close. You say you're protecting yourself, but maybe you're just reliving an old story, one where closeness equals pain. It's time to rewrite that story, not by rushing into trust, not by tearing down every wall overnight, but by choosing, in small moments, to be just a little more open, to say, actually, I'm not fine, to reach out when you're spiraling, to stop pretending that silence is strength, because real strength is not how well you can hide, it's how courageously you can be seen. And when you allow yourself to be seen, something beautiful happens. The right people stay. Not because you're perfect, but because you're finally letting them love the parts of you you've always tried to hide. And that is where connection begins. But connection doesn't mean never feeling afraid again. It doesn't mean every person will understand you. Some won't. Some will walk away. But their leaving doesn't mean you were wrong to open up. It simply means they weren't meant to hold what you carry. You see, healing is not about never getting hurt again. It's about learning how to remain open even after you've been hurt. Because if you spend your life building walls to keep pain out, you'll also be keeping love out. And slowly, without even realizing it, you'll wake up one day surrounded by silence you mistook for peace, independence you mistook for strength, and distance you mistook for safety. But there is a deeper kind of safety, the kind that only comes from truth, from showing up fully, from saying what you really feel, from letting people know the real you, the messy, uncertain, vulnerable you. Because that's the version of you that deserves love, not the mask, not the armor, but the soul underneath it all. And when someone sees that soul and chooses to stay, that's not just connection, that's freedom.
If this made you pause, if you're drawn to deeper truths and quiet strength, then you're in the right place. Like, subscribe, and keep exploring with us. See you in the next one.